Debate on the motion.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Two matters prompt this prayer of annulment, and they are to focus attention on unnecessary squander and on the process followed in respect of this particular statutory instrument. This statutory instrument provides a facility for someone to record their marriage details in Irish. But to start with the process, astoundingly, when the Finance Committee looked at this statutory instrument and called evidence on it, we discovered that before the statutory instrument was ever brought to the committee, before it was ever made, the Department of Finance decided to spend £261,000 to upgrade an IT system to facilitate this, and presumed, and that's the point about process, presumed the support of the committee and of the Assembly to retrospectively put in place that upon which they had already spent £261,000. £261,000, Deputy Speaker, would employ 8 nurses for a year. But the Registrar thought it appropriate to spend that extravagant amount of money on this before ever bringing any proposal next or near the committee. That prompted the next important question of the Registrar. What was the demonstrable demand for this facility? And here the story gets even more astounding, because the answer was, we've had 1 or 2 calls a month. 1 or 2 calls a month asking for this facility. So the average of that might be 18 people a year asking for the facility to record marriage details in Irish. And in response to that, it was thought appropriate to spend over £250,000. Today at lunchtime I attended with others the Cancer Project meeting. There's a worthy cause crying out for funds. But this House, this department, thinks it more important to squander £261,000 to meet the needs of 18 people a year. I will.
I thank the member for giving way. But at that same committee, does the member agree with me that she herself may have said 18 people, but there was no correspondence from her or at the committee how many people want that? And when that money was given, or how she tried to explain it, that was forward planning, and that money that was spent was just not for the Irish language, but also for to update that which was written in English.
The member's next minute.
Respect, that's incorrect. She said it was to facilitate the Irish aspect, but she did very importantly say, yes, there was no other evidence of demand. 18 people on average was the sum total of demand, and this is for one selected group alone. It is only for Irish speakers. We have tens of thousands of people in this province who speak Polish as their first and native language. There's no such facility for them. We have thousands of people who speak Lithuanian and all sorts of Eastern European, and we might shortly have a lot of people who speak Ukrainian. But these regulations apply only to the special ones, only to those who speak Irish. And of course, the greater number of them, I'm quite sure, already speak English. So that is the context of Mr. Wells and I bringing this matter to this House, so that it could have the focus of public attention. It's not that I suspect this House will be in the least worried about squandering £261,000. They poured a lot more than that down the drain over the years. but it is about putting a focus on wanton squander, unnecessary, selective for one community and one community only, when there are crying out needs in this community for expenditure on real needs, not these pet project needs, not these ego-stroking needs, on real needs. And that's the point of this prayer.
I call Keith Buchanan, the Deputy Chair of the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.